Hello and welcome to another update video about oil. So for oil, I think we may have a low of sorts in place here. Remember what we talked about in the previous video. We need to see if the price can break above the trend line here to get at least a very first indication that a low has been made here. And in terms of a low, I'm just talking about a swing low. I think we are heading down further into this larger green support area as highlighted in the previous videos as well. We've been basically waiting since December that the price would start to drop here further, and it took just a while to just consolidate. That was a dog. To consolidate sideways before we eventually headed further down. Yeah, but nothing happened here really, other than a little bit of up and down movement. Not really anything that would have changed the trend or anything. Just sideways consolidation in an active downtrend, and that's what the Elliott waves help us understand. Where's the trend going? And the trend is clearly still down. If we now start to see a pullback, into which area could that go? So it should, I need to change it a little bit. I think after the last video it dropped down a little bit more, so I just have to redraw the FIB levels here to get these ideal targets for a wave 2. So we talk here about the area between 78.44 and 83.19. It's not doing anything unexpected at the moment or unusual. So for now, I think we could be watching. If the price starts to travel into that direction, then I think we are going to see some resistance in that area. And it could very well be that we pull back to that trend line, yeah, basically retesting that trend line from below, which is a trend line that basically started to become relevant back in December. That would be within that resistance area for a wave 2 before we then sell off further in a third wave. I mean, it can always extend out further to the downside. We don't really have a confirmation yet that a low is in place, but an initial indication certainly by breaking above the trend line. And we also have, so we basically have a couple of, no, it's just one 4-hour candle that nearly, well, one 4-hour candle closed above the trend line. But we had the same situation here. But if the second one now also closes above the trend line, I think that would be a decent signal. I mean, we already have a signal because it did break above it, right? So we had that here. Not all signals always work. So sometimes they still fail because it's all probabilities, right? But I think after the last video, you know, I can't remember if we watched these divergences appear in the last video. We might have. Certainly a bullish divergence on the 4-hour chart plus a break of a trend line, a good signal that things are turning around. If we break above the 73.70 level, that previous small swing high, would be additional confirmation we go up in a wave 2, and then $76 broken would be even better as a signal. But then we're nearly in the target range or resistance area anyway, right? And then we should eventually come down further. If it breaks above 83.19 or 83.20, then maybe something more bullish is going on, but nothing else really to highlight here. So no change to plan. What I also would like to do is to look at the WTI, because it's not really additional work. It's just same structure. Here you very clearly you see that bullish divergence. You just see that because the price started to slow down the downtrend, and then you start to see those bullish divergences on the chart. But I think I probably need to look at the 4-hour chart, yes, and we had it on the MACD and we had it on the relative strength index. So the RSI I typically only use to watch out for divergences. They give you a really good hint that trends could be changing. And then on some asset classes, the daily oversold range is useful. Overbought is rarely useful. Yeah, very rarely overbought. It's just what it is. Because people then sell too early because they think it's overbought. And it often can be embedded quite a bit in that overbought area before it eventually changes trend. But here, yeah, I mean, you can also draw a trend line. It's not really broken here on WTI yet. But then the question is, how do you draw it? It's not a very well-defined trend line. Let's see. Would have to recalculate targets here as well for the wave 2. So we talk about 72.69 to 77.46 for a possible wave 2 pullback. Anything above that would be something possibly more bullish. Yeah, but eventually the idea is at the moment to pull back into that area. That would be the ideal standard resistance or pullback zone for a wave 2, and then continuation into the trend direction, which would be down. Okay, that's my update about oil. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.